And then there were 3. Well, in the avalanche of news on Trump's legal perils, Illinois now becoming the latest state to boot Trump off of the ballot. A judge citing the old 14th Amendment insurrectionist ban in her ruling. Now, remember, Colorado was the first state to make the move, with Maine following. Now, the Illinois decision is paused, and Trump has a short period of time to appeal. Joining me now, host of the Can We Please Talk podcast, Mike Leon, also CNN political commentator Karen Finney. So can we please talk for a second? You know what I'm telling you right now. I'm telling you, it's been quite a day.
Yes.
The Supreme Court weighing into all of this. And remember, Super Tuesday, we've all heard of it, is coming on Tuesday.
What?
All of that happening. I know. And voters are not going to have the answers to many a question about this. And that's an impact for voters, is it not?
I mean, it depends on which voters you talk to. You know, you both know I live in a red state, so they all think this is all politically motivated. One data point that I noticed the other day, this was a great article that was in The Hill. Noble Predictive Insights did something on Arizona voters. You saw that, right?
Mm-hmm. Now, you guys are both nerds. What are you talking about? We read that poll. Yeah, we both read that. Okay, go ahead.
I like that you knew it. Damn, you knew it already. All right. Well, but in that poll, I agree. Arizona, less than 10,000 votes, right, for Joe Biden are in that margin. And all of the voters there are aware of the charges, but they're split on how this works. 30% think it's politically motivated, 35% think he didn't do anything. 34% were actually waiting to see the results of it. So we really don't know what we don't know. It depends on who you talk to.
And it's interesting because remember in our own CNN polling, we saw this in January. We started to see people, as we were asking the question, okay, if he's convicted, how do you feel? And people said it would change their vote. PBS NPR did a poll that showed 51% of likely voters, so all parties, both parties, would vote for Biden if he's convicted. So it definitely gives Biden a bump. But to your point, Laura, I think it's, you know, it is a big deal that people won't have the answer to a really important question that they deserve to know before they cast their ballot in terms of, I mean, to many of us, we think it's pretty obvious what happened on January 6th, but there's a lot we don't even know. And that's part of why I actually think, even if we can't have the resolution of the case, I think the information that will be coming out as it proceeds, hopefully that will at least give people an opportunity to have at least a picture of what was going on and what was his role.
Can I say just one thing, just as an outside observer to all this, even though I minored in criminal justice at Rutgers, so I think I'm a lawyer. There is a lot, right, exactly, Rutgers. There is probably a lot of people that have been watching this network or other networks, and they see so many legal analysts and almost it's not so much an overkill of it, but it's like, I don't understand any of this. I want to wait to see when it plays out. And in that same poll, there was like 40 to 41% of moderates that were saying, you know what, I'm just going to wait for the process to play out. Let me see what the courts decide before I vote. You and I, we think it's wild to wait, but they want to wait.
And in a couple other polls, people said they wanted to see what happened.
Well, I have my own poll. I can join the nerds.
Okay.
All
right. Let's see.
Let's see. There you go. It was a CNN poll. It was whether there was a verdict before 2024. Check this out. The question was, should a federal trial on Trump election charges be resolved before 2024? Yes, some said it was essential, 48%. Some said, yeah, but not essential. Some said no, and 25% said it doesn't matter. Now, again, that's just the idea of it being resolved, not starting with the calendar we have right now. So I wonder if, for some who are supportive of Trump, also would want this to be resolved, because then it just puts it in the rearview mirror. You know, he's going to be able to sort of do this with his hands at the end of the day. But if his campaign is witch hunt, that is currency you can't get if it's resolved.
Correct. Although thankfully, since there's 91 counts, I think something's not going to be resolved. But you're exactly right. I mean, he has made it a centerpiece of his campaign. And the other thing about Trump, though, it's pretty baked in. If people, I think, how they feel about him, what they think they know about him is pretty hardened. I think what is probably malleable, again, is those moderates and independents who we haven't had him tweeting at us all day, every day for a while. It's when they start to hear and remember the chaos that I think it may shift their vote.
I agree. I got asked this the other day about, are we seeing something right now with all of the voters that are turning out? Like, is this indicative of the larger? No, of course not. These are all Republican primary voters. It's negative 27 degrees. I got to go vote for Donald Trump. Like, that may not happen in the general when it comes to moderates and independents. And the data's proving that right now. Now, Joe Biden has his own stuff. We've seen, you know, with the, I forget the name of the vote that happened in Michigan, uncommitted.
Uncommitted?
Thank you, that's right. Everybody should know that after watching you two last night, put on a clinic of that. So uncommitted vote, we're seeing that, how that's gonna play out, how that's gonna affect what takes turns with Hamas just not agreeing to the ceasefire.
Right.
Like, all of these things are gonna play themselves out, so.
I do wonder that balance, which has the harder hill to climb, Biden on foreign policy, Trump on his legal issues. We'll have to wait and see. Karen, Mike, thank you both so much. Thanks. Next, a story I don't want to get lost in the Trump of it all tonight. The one story that won't use his name tonight is after this.